Hey, you guys, right? This is part 2 of how Dominique has hit 10K months in her business. We've had some technical difficulties with Dominique, but I think now we're good. She's got her headphones, so I'm just going to wait for all of you guys to come on again. Ooh, there you are. Yes. Can you say something?
Hello?
Ah, now we can hear
Yay!
you.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries. Sometimes it's Facebook. We just needed to do it again, so no worries. And now you know how to do this,
Yes,
so it's perfect. Hey, Rachel,
thank
how's it
you.
going? All right, how's Florida right now?
So nice. It's like 75 and sunny, and it's so nice to be outside.
Yeah, I bet. Did you just get
I
there?
did on Saturday. So
Oh, okay. So you've been there for a few days
yeah.
now. Okay, awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been really
All
nice.
right, cool. So thank you so much for being
Of
here,
course. Thank you for having me.
because I know that your schedule is really busy, and so I was even about to do this live without you, but then all of a sudden you're like, no, I'd love to join in. So that's so nice. But anyways, so let's talk a little bit more about who you are and what you do. I know I can do an introduction for you, but you're probably going to say it best. So introduce yourself in terms of like what kind of coaching you do and all that jazz.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Dominique Worship. I'm a career and leadership development coach, and I help women design lives and careers that they love, to put it simply. I help them craft a vision that's rooted in the things that matter most to them and help them develop a strategic action plan to bring that vision to life. And the ultimate goal is a fulfilling life and career. So we find the things that light them up, the things that they're passionate about, the things that make them feel alive, and we find ways to bring more of that into their lives and into their careers.
Yes. Okay. I love it, love it, love it. And when did you decide that like this is truly what you wanted to do with your life? Like what kind of epiphany did you have? Because you're already a really successful person in the eyes of so many others, right?
Thank you.
But you knew that you wanted more. So let's talk about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually my own experience in trying to find a fulfilling job that led me to this work. So I was working at a corporate law firm for several years. And, it was one of those jobs that I'd always dreamed of having. And by all objective measures, it kind of felt like I had made it, right? I checked all the boxes. I'd gone to Harvard Law School and gotten the big job. And it felt like, this is where I always thought that I wanted to be. And once I realized that it wasn't what I wanted, I didn't really know where to start in terms of finding a path that was actually fulfilling for me. And so luckily I had, mentors and a great support system that I was able to lean into that helped me navigate. But it opened my eyes to the fact that there really is no guidebook for how to navigate your career. And I think, especially in school, we're taught to kind of focus on the jobs that are going to make a lot of money or focus on the prestige or whatever it is. And fulfillment isn't something that's really valued or emphasized as an area of importance. And I found that a lot of, my peers were kind of going through similar challenges where they had done all the things but were feeling really unfulfilled. And so I wanted to find a way to support women who had experiences like me and who were looking for something that felt impactful and fulfilling and aligned with who they are, and what they want. And so that's kind of how I got here. So I decided to get certified, and just dove right in, with the business, not really knowing where it would take me, but just feeling like there was an opportunity to really do meaningful work and to really support people in this space. And as time has gone on, it's just become a real passion of mine, and something that lights me up. So it makes me so happy to help other people find that thing for them.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love this interview. Thank you, Dominique, for sharing your
Oh,
story. So this
thank you,
is
Cynthia. Thank you
you.
for being here.
And your sound and video are perfect
Okay,
now,
good.
which is great.
Perfect.
So, and share with us a little bit more about, okay, you're like, wow, this is the thing that I really want to do, right? Like, I thought it was this one thing, but this is the thing that I really want to do. what happened when you actually put yourself out there? Like, what struggles did you find that you were faced with almost immediately after being like, I'm going to do career coaching, I'm going to start an Instagram account, I'm going to make this work?
Yeah, well, so I talk to my clients a lot about the saboteur voice, or the voice of self-doubt that tells you you're not good enough or you're not qualified enough, and that imposter syndrome starts to creep in. And that's what happened for me when I decided to kind of put myself out there and really go full throttle toward this goal. I started to feel like, well, am I actually qualified to do this? Am I actually the right person to be supporting people in this journey? And so there was a lot of my own, the things that I now support my clients through. I dealt with that a lot, especially in the beginning. And I also found that I had never really learned how to market myself. Like, I think when I started this off, it was a passion project, but not one that I was prepared to operate as a business. And Sarah, that's where you have been so, so helpful, just in helping me transform this, you know, kind of passion project into a full blown business. And that's where I think I needed the most support in the beginning, and where you've been so, so helpful to me.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So share with us a little bit more about where you were when we first started working together, like what your rates were at, what your confidence levels were at, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So do you want me to give like the price initially?
Yeah, if
Okay.
you want to, like if you
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
comfortable with being like, okay, this is what I was charging, like this is what was happening.
yeah, yeah. I'm happy to. So my at the time we started, I believe my 3 month package was 19.99, and I even felt like that was too much. I was nervous that that was overpriced, or that people wouldn't want to pay me that, or people wouldn't want to work with me. And I think when I first came to you, I was in that transition phase where I was ready to treat this as a business and as less of a passion project and more of a business. But didn't have the confidence yet to increase my rates. Didn't really even have my marketing messaging nailed down yet. I remember working with you on my elevator pitch initially and kind of settling in on a niche. And I was really just in the very early stages, very beginning stages of this business when we first started working together.
Yeah. And if anyone, by the way, if anyone's watching, feel free to just like pop any questions that you have for Dominique below as well. If there's anything in specific that you would kind of love to hear,
Yeah.
coming from someone who has grown so much, like even within this year, right? Okay, yes. So, and I even remember that you started out in, let's say, for example, January at much lower rates,
Yes.
right? Like even for you to get to that rate was just like,
Yeah, I think my initial rate was 9.99 for that 3 month package. And then I think when I started working with you, I had just increased it to 19.99 and felt like that was way too high. And I've since increased again, so thank you.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And what about like imposter syndrome, overwhelm, all of that kind of stuff? Like, what do you feel like you primarily started working with a business coach for?
Mm, great question. I think to work through a lot of those challenges that I was facing and feeling like, that voice of self-doubt is loud for me, or it was loud in the beginning, and it's convincing. And so it really made me question myself and my rates, and whether, I had what it took, or whether anyone would want to work with me, or whether I had anything to offer that was unique, or worth paying for. And so that was a lot of what was going on, right at the beginning. And sorry, you asked me another question. That's escaping me.
Yeah, I think that's good. Like, that basically
Okay.
answers the question. And so it was basically both a struggle of a lot of the mindset issues, but also a lot of the systems issues. And I know that when we first started working together, you were kind of like, okay, this is kind of what I think I want to charge, and this is kind of what I've already been doing. But you really had no idea like what it was really going to take to put you to the next level,
Right.
right? It was like, okay, I have these things, but what happened after that when we really started to create the systems for you?
Yeah, I think working backwards, I remember you asked, how much I wanted to be making. And we worked from that figure and kind of calculated what my rates would need to be to get there. And one of the major mindset shifts that you helped me with was the fact that my time, everything that I'm investing in, should have an ROI. and that, you know, my time has a dollar value attached to it. And so thinking about things in that way allowed me to create a team, which I didn't really have when we started working together, and you know, delegate tasks in a way that made sense, especially given that I was navigating and still am navigating all of this with a full-time job. So just making sure that I was being strategic and intentional with my time, that was one of the biggest game changers just from the outset, and really helped me shift, you know, step from being kind of a solopreneur to a CEO, like really embodying that mindset and that mentality and making decisions like a CEO, was super transformative for me.
Yeah. And so as a result of kind of all of that work, you fully booked yourself out.
I did.
Right? We raised your rate. I remember in July you celebrated, I think it was like a 7K month, a 6 or 7K month, which was really huge for you. And then in September you came back and you're like, oh my goodness, I think it was like $9,500 or something like that.
Exactly.
And it's continued to grow, right? Like, what are you charging now?
Now my 3-month package is $29.99, and we've been talking about raising again. I think I'm feeling like it's time and feeling confident about it this time. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think was the biggest takeaway from coaching together? Like, what would you want to say to anyone who is watching this right now?
Mm. Um, to embody the leader that you want to be. And so you helped me a lot with envisioning myself 5 years from now. Like, what does that version of Dominique look like? How does she move? What decisions does she make? You know, what mindset does she have? And really working to embody that version of myself and to become her now. That has been so transformative for me. And that's the advice I would offer to anyone who's kind of working to build their business, is to really, you know, have a vision for yourself and for your business and embody what that version of you who has this thriving, successful business, whatever she's doing, start doing that today.
Yeah, I love that. You know why I love that so much is because I feel like I've tried to drill that in your brain
Yes.
so many different times. It's always like, Dominique, you are not giving yourself enough credit, right? For like everything that you've accomplished, and you're not like truly, and so, but you have been doing that. And it's been so beautiful to watch it,
Thank you.
because it's like you're just, I remember the one time where you're like, no one wants my new rate. And then all of a sudden it was just like, boom, boom, boom. Actually, people do want my new rate. And so it was just, it's nice to have someone in your corner who's just going to be like, okay, keep going, right? Like, this is good, right? Like, you don't have to shrink anymore.
100%. No, you have been so, so helpful, Sarah. I really can't thank you enough. And I remember that time when right after I raised my rates, I was like, I think I need to take them back down. No one's going to buy at this rate. And there was so much fear there, that you really helped me push through. And coming out on the other side of it, it's really, really empowering and really exciting. And something that I'm happy to share with others, because I feel like it's a common struggle that a lot of business owners face, and definitely one that you can work through.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that you said that. And, you know, being on that other side, how does it feel to know that you no longer, like, you can now charge from a place of abundance, and you can now serve from that place, knowing that people actually want to charge you? Oh, sorry, knowing that people actually want to pay you that amount. How does that
Yeah,
feel?
it feels amazing. It feels like the possibilities are endless. I told you one of the affirmations or mantras that I started to kind of internalize was that money flows easily to me. And really, once I started just making that affirmations and adopting that mindset, I was amazed to see just how many, random discovery calls that I had booked, and clients who kind of came out of nowhere who were really interested in working with me just because I believed it was possible, and I believed that, I deserved that and that I was worthy of that. It changed everything.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Okay. Cynthia said something. Sometimes our surroundings are not helping us to become the person we're meant to be. Do you overcome personal struggles around what other people thought about your passion and new business?
Ooh,
That's
good
a good question.
question. Yeah, I mean, I think people like to try to put you in a box, right? It doesn't always come from a place of maliciousness. It's just what we do. It's easier to kind of label someone or categorize them as one thing. And so I think that especially with my business, given that I was a lawyer, that was my day job, so to speak, people viewed this as kind of a side project, as a passion project, because that's initially how I was viewing it. But as my views evolved, I think I had to separate those views from my own views of my business. And really, I've seen such a shift in how people respond to me, just given how differently I feel about myself and how differently I view my business, right? That's kind of shaped their views of it. So I think leading from within and from where you want to be and not kind of canceling out the noise goes a really long way and can be really helpful.
Yes, and I know that you need to hop off
I
soon.
do.
But one last
Mhm.
thing, what would you say to anyone who's considering working with me, either working one-to-one or working in a group format?
Do it like yesterday. No, truly, I've told you this before, Sarah. I really believe that, you know, my coaching with you is one of the best investments I have ever made or will ever make in my business. It has totally transformed me and how I show up as a business owner. It's transformed my business. I feel like I have operations and plans and systems that I just didn't have before. And having someone in your corner, someone like Sarah, who is just unconditionally supportive and sees the best for you and wants the best for you and sees your potential and really holds you to that. And, also challenges you. Like, I think, Sarah, you have challenged me in a way that's been so instrumental to my growth. That's, not something that you find everywhere. And so I am tremendously grateful to you and cannot sing your praises enough. And so anyone who's thinking about working with Sarah, do it, do it, do it.
Thank you so
Of
much,
course.
Dominique. Okay, thank you. I know you have to leave, but where can we find you? Like, if anyone kind of wants to continue following your journey, anyone who's even like, oh, I need a career switch, I would love to talk to
Yeah.
Dominique. Where can we
Yes,
find
you
you
can find
on the
me
interwebs?
on Instagram at coach_Dominique, or on my website, www.dominiqueworship.com. And Dominique has two O's. It's Domonique.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I know that you need to hop off. I'll just talk a little bit more about some of my programs that are coming up.
Okay.
But yeah, have a wonderful
You
Christmas with your
too.
family.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care. Bye.
So I hope that you guys really loved. Bye. So I hope that you guys really loved Dominique's talk. If you have any questions for her about anything that she spoke about, feel free to find her on the interwebs and start talking to her as well. If you really want to find out more about working with me one-to-one, thank you. If you want to find out more about working with me one-to-one or in a group setting, I'm actually currently opening the doors for a program called the Rapid Expansion Method, and it's going to literally give you the exact same tools that I've been working with Dominique on to help her to get to 10K months in her business, and really sign on consistent dream clients at higher rates. So if you are ready to really take your business by storm, and if you are really ready to embody the leader inside of you, and if you want that accountability, if you want to hold yourself to that, you are going to love the other women who are already in the program. They are phenomenal. You're going to be surrounded by so many other people who are also pushing themselves. You're going to get 100% support from me. We're going to be working together for 90 days to really help you make sure that you have solidified messaging that is going to be what you focus all of your energy on because you're just so excited about your new message in your business. We're going to be working on your packaging, making sure that your packaging feels aligned, making sure that your pricing is sustainable. We're going to be working on your content strategy, so making sure that your content is going to be the type of content that brings people in, that forces people to engage with you, and really takes things to the next level. We're going to be focusing on your sales strategy to make sure that you are actually signing on clients off of your sales calls, even when people say money is an issue, because money is never the main issue. All right. Follow-ups, confidence, so many things. I function off of strategy, mindset, and energy to really give you what I call the rapid expansion method. We start on January the 18th. So if you guys want more information, the link for the program is in the comments below. You can also send me a DM about it. And I would love to see you in there. So I hope that you really enjoyed Dominique's conversation that we had today. And I will see you guys next week for my next live. For now, I think I'm going to be unplugging for a little bit for the Christmas holidays. So if you want more information about the rapid extension method, just click on the link in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon.